Interest rates rising again. The seventh consecutive interest rate rise has just happened over the last 14 years, the highest interest rates that we've ever had. I want to share with you as a property investor that you want to start in property or you want to scale your property business, what you can actually do about this and how you can use this to your advantage. Now, one of the things I want to share with you is all about purchasing power. Then I want to share with you what you can actually do to mitigate these interest rate rises and still make property work. And I'm going to share with you the key strategies that we're implementing at Premier Property so that you can implement these too. Now, if you're joining me for the first time, my name is Kamran Dwivedi. I'm the founder of Premier Property, an investor developer over the last 30 years, and also an educator over the last 10. And really what I want to share with you is exactly what we're doing at Premier so that you can choose to do what you need to do as well. Now, the first thing is really understanding purchasing power and really understanding what interest rates do and getting a reality check. Now, if you're like us, one of the things that we like to measure is quick rules of thumb. And one of the quick rules of thumb I want to share with you right now is purchasing power, how you can actually measure it very quickly. So for every £100,000 that you borrow, for every 1% of interest rate, you will find that you are paying £83.33 in interest payments on a monthly basis. Now, if you use this quick rule of thumb, you will very quickly find out that at a 3% interest rate on a product, on any kind of mortgage interest, you will find that you are paying £250 per calendar month. In fact, £249.99 if you want to be really specific, but let's round it up, of course, £250. Now, keep this key number in mind because if you are paying on monthly a £250 amount every month for your buy-to-let property or your HMO or whatever type of strategy that you're using in property, well, that £250 starts to diminish the purchasing power as interest rates go up. So let's say the interest rates rise from 3% to 6%. Your £100,000 purchasing power drops drastically to £50,000 because in order to have that same monthly payment of £250, you will only be able to borrow £50,000 rather than the £100,000. Hope I'm making sense for you here. Feel free to watch this video back again, of course. Now, when you think about this, if £250 at 3% and 6% goes from £100,000 of purchasing power to £50,000 of purchasing power, well, if you think about just this one element, then isn't property right now in the UK 50% discounted anyway when you think about just the financing section? Quite interesting that, isn't it, when you think about it? Now that we discussed purchasing power, let's discuss the strategies that are working moving forward in 2022 and 2023. Now, if you're investing in property like us at Premier, then it's about really working out which strategies are going to be working the best for you as we move through 2022 into 2023 and 2024. So here are a few of my most favorite strategies. I'm going to share them with you right now. So as we jump into the first one, I just want to clarify, if you're not already a subscriber to our channel, then feel free to subscribe. You know how that works. You can see these whizzing things around on the page. You can subscribe and also you can click on the bell icon. I'm doing lots of these short videos to help you and assist you in your property journey, no matter whether you're starting or whether you're experienced. So do feel free to come and join us and join our Premier Property community. Now, moving forward, let's discuss the specific strategies. So one of my most favorite strategies is HMOs, houses of multiple occupancy, where you're renting out room by room a property, and typically what you find is that your income will actually increase by anywhere between 25 to 33% more than a usual buy-to-let. So if you are increasing your income alongside your cost increasing, such as interest rates, well then you're going to have that extra buffer of income, aren't you, where you can maintain your progress in property. So you can still create a pension from your property as a real business. You can also create your future where you got that financial freedom. You can also have that passive income that's coming in, and all because you chose a strategy which allows you to increase the income as your fixed costs increase as well. Now, the second strategy I want to share with you is something that we've been looking at and been getting into even more deeply over the last year, and that is looking at social housing and using the social housing aspect for your buy-to-lets. So when it comes to social housing, there are so many different niches and methods of doing this. So temporary accommodation, housing vulnerable tenants, also providing a stopgap for tenants from the council where they need to house people on a short-term basis, where you will get some golden handshakes, the rents will be increased, and it becomes a bit of a negotiation. All of these types of strategies within social housing become very useful for you and relevant for you. And of course, you're helping the community anyway by doing some of these strategies, and these will increase your income. Now, of course, you've got to learn about this stuff, you've got to learn the detail, and I'm sharing with you the strategies that we're going to be doing even more so moving forward. And the third one I want to share with you is something that we call commercial buy-to-lets. Now, one of the important things when you're looking at this strategy, commercial buy-to-lets, is to make sure that you're not doing a conversion when it comes to the residential element. One of the biggest mistakes investors make is they start to convert properties in areas where the price points are lower price points, and that's where these commercial buy-to-lets really work, in smaller towns all around the country. In fact, we have 3 areas north of Watford where we're applying this specific strategy. Works really well. I would suggest that you look for is properties where you have this commercial retail space, or it can be an office, and above this you typically have flats, or it might be a house in the back, usually flats. And these flats have already been converted. They may need a little bit of a spruce up, a little bit of a refurbishment, and that's absolutely fine. In this way, you will find that you have a property where the buy-to-let scenario is already happening on the residential element, and the commercial shop or office actually becomes your bonus, or becomes your below market value scenario where you've actually got a discount. So that part you can then rent out, it has a value, but you've worked everything out on that commercial buy-to-let just on the residential element. Here are some more specifics for you when it comes to commercial buy-to-lets and some advantages. Well, first of all, what you find is that when it comes to commercial buy-to-lets, there is no AST. What you've got is leases. So you've got fully repairing and insuring leases, or you have internal repairing and insuring leases, which means there isn't that normal eviction process. There is no Section 21 or Section 8. What you have is the CRAR system, C-R-A-R. And what the CRAR system means is that eviction process is shortened. So it's typically between 30 to 90 days. And of course, I'm sure like me, you have a balanced approach to your tenants. So you'd work out some payment plan and so on. But if you had to evict those tenants, you can so easily and so quickly if that was the case. Completely different from residential buy-to-lets. So think about the commercial buy-to-let strategy, many advantages. And on top of these advantages, there's also the fact that the stamp duty is also reduced. So up to £150,000 for purchase prices, and in small towns, these are kind of the figures that you're going to be looking at anyway, you find that there is 0 stamp duty when it comes to commercial buy-to-lets. And one of the things I love about commercial buy-to-lets is that when it comes to Section 24 or the tenant tax, or where the government says that you're not allowed to deduct the interest-only element when it comes to your mortgage payments, well, when it comes to commercial buy-to-lets, whether you buy in limited companies or you buy in personal names, Section 24 does not apply. So you can claim every single expense absolutely 100%. So as interest rates go up, we've all got to have to live with them, and property investing, it becomes even better and securer and de-risked as you move forward fast, because the normal people out there aren't aware of this type of information. And you as a professional investor, whether you're new, you're still professional because you're getting this right first time, you're watching this video right now. And if you're an experienced investor, it's not game over, it's definitely game on, just like us. I will see you here on another video. It's Cam Dwight helping you to take your investing to the next level. I'll see you soon.